You know what I really want to talk about is what happened last night. It's like
Talking about like COVID and what we've been doing
yeah, exactly.
during
Talking about
COVID.
COVID and like what to do during COVID and stuff, or the effects of COVID on our life. Last night was Saturday night, and I was just chilling on my computer. I was honestly itching to play Rust, and Riley was like, "Let's do something
Well, I
tonight."
wanted to just do something because we haven't done anything.
Exactly,
in
and
a
that's
long
why in my
time.
head I was like, okay, Riley's right. Like we this whole past 2 weeks we've been doing nothing but working and streaming and doing other stuff. So I
Like
was
we've
like,
just been so busy and haven't had time to ourselves.
yeah, time to ourselves just to hang out together, like we used to. So basically, that's what I was saying. She's like, let's do something this Saturday. So I started looking up on my computer, like, what should we do? Then I remembered AD said that Stranger Things, which I'm pretty sure everyone knows what Stranger Things is. It's like a Netflix show.
About aliens.
About
and
it's
shit.
yeah, I don't know. It's like
80s.
yeah, it's like 80s aliens, but everyone knows what
Yeah,
Stranger Things is. Basically, Stranger Things has this thing in LA where it's a drive-through event. It takes an hour, and we didn't really know what it was, but turns out it's basically like a play where it takes you through 3 or 4 different sections
In
and
like
then,
a parking garage.
yeah, in a parking garage, and the whole way you're going, everything's decorated. There's
It's
music.
tricked the fuck out, though.
You're tuned into a radio station,
It
so you're
looks
fully
legit.
immersed the whole time. Yeah,
Like you're in the show.
it's super sick.
It's so cool.
And then like they're basically at each one of the stops there's going to be like a little mini play where actors are like acting out this like little portion of like whatever is it exactly from what happens in the show.
Yeah, like different scenes. I think the scenes that they're portraying are from season 3
that you haven't watched all the way.
But every time you're going through a stop, they kind of show a video of like
From the
season
show.
1 through season 3.
Oh
you
really?
know?
Yeah, you're right, they did show some recaps of season 1.
And
That's
the last stop, like the finale, they did all the seasons.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, there's if you've never watched Stranger Things and you went through that, there's no way you're gonna get an idea of the
you'd be
storyline
so
at all.
confused.
You'd be so confused, but you'd be like, "This is sick," because it was actually really cool.
It was super cute.
But so to get before we even got there, so Riley's like saying, I brought up, I was like, hey, well, let's try to get the Stranger Things tickets, and
And
Riley's
I'm like, how much is it? I heard it was like very expensive.
yeah, because I remember AD saying that he got tickets, and he said he couldn't go, and he's like, oh man, that's $240 down the drain. And in my head, I was like,
that's a Disneyland ticket.
yeah, in my head, I was like, oh fuck, this shit's expensive. I was like, I don't know how much it's gonna be, so I was looking it up, and it's basically $60 for, I think it's $60 for 4 people, right?
I don't remember how much it was.
It's either $60 for 2 people. I'm not exactly sure. It's not that expensive. I think for 2 people it's $60, and then if you want 4 people in a car,
It's probably like 100.
it's like 100. The ticket we got was 160, and it was for 4 people. So was it VIP? I'm so like
I don't know.
Basically,
We don't know.
so as I was on the website of the Stranger Things event, and I was trying to find tickets, the only tickets available was for today at like 5 p.m.
Yeah, the
and
next day, and we're like, we're gonna do 10 talks.
we're like, we have to do 10 talks, and like we won't be able to do it. And then Riley's like, hey, like sometimes if I can't find tickets, like it's sold out, I'll go on Craigslist and like search it up.
Like,
and I've done that, and she's done that before,
Yeah,
or whatever.
I've found all my tickets I've ever been to on Craigslist.
Really?
Like I always meet up with people and like do it off Craigslist.
I've heard.
Is that sketch? That's so sketch.
I was gonna say in my life.
My
Maybe it's
dad-
because I've lived in Hollywood, but I've heard nothing but stories of fools like, bro, I just scammed this person on
No,
Craigslist.
like,
Bro, I
I'm
just
a
scammed this person on
Craigslist-
eBay. Like,
I'm a Craigslist expert. Like
Really?
I can tell. I know what's a real post and what's a fucking fake post. Like I can tell what's a real post.
have you seen?
But this
Okay,
post, I
no.
was like, I don't fucking know. It's too good to be true. Like
Exactly.
you
In
know?
life, the number one rule you learn is if things are too good to be true, 99.99%, it's usually is. It's some.
yeah, I
it's
was like, this is weird.
if you guys,
I'm telling you, these tickets were like $200, and I
Yeah.
saw a post that said, "Free tickets tonight." To
yeah,
Stranger
so Riley
Things."
starts looking up on Craigslist for Stranger Things tickets, and then you were just scrolling through and saw.
And I was like, it said free tickets tonight to Stranger Things, and I was like, okay, this is probably a fucking scam.
Was it like all caps or something?
Yeah,
It
and
was.
so I clicked on it, and it was like, I saw the paragraph, and I like saw how it was typed out. I was like, okay, this sounds like a legit person, because at the end it was like, just text me at this number.
What did it say? What
so
did it
usually
say?
when they say text me and it has like the option to text the person at their number, like linked attached to it,
Uh huh.
it's legit. Like, they wouldn't put their fucking phone number out there if it was a scammer, you know?
That's true. But did they list the price or anything, or did they just say
No, it just said free.
free
Because she
Stranger
was
Things
like,
tickets? Because we didn't mention this
she
yet.
was
We
like,
didn't mention the fact that they're free yet.
No, I did. I said
Okay.
the post said free
Free Stranger.
ticket.
Okay.
Yeah. Because every other post was like $150, like $200, you know?
Which we were already considering.
We were down to
we were like,
do.
okay, $150.
Fuck
Like,
it.
fuck, we haven't gone out in a while. Like, it's expensive, but okay, like, it will be worth it just to hang out for one night
And
or
so
whatever.
the post said like, can't make it tonight. Like, just want somebody to enjoy these tickets. Text me if you want them. And I checked the date, and it was for that night. And it said 7 p.m. tonight, and it was like 5:30.
Yeah.
And this was in downtown.
It was 7:30.
7:30.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
It was 5 p.m. when we saw it, and it was 7:30.
So I was like, babe, just text this girl. Her name's Michelle.
And then as soon as you told me this, I was like, in my head, I was like, no.
Shout out Michelle.
I was like, this is.
Watching
As soon as you
this.
told me, like, oh, this guy's like, oh, this person's like offering us or offering whoever free tickets. In my head, I was like,
You're like, this is a scam.
this is
blah blah blah.
What was going through my head was
He
like,
was
this
so
is a
nervous.
scam where they find your phone. Because honestly, with certain information from a person, it's not that difficult to kind of like start like trying to sneak into their shit. So I was thinking like, okay, this is a person who will either be able to find either my IP address or some sort of thing by clicking on this link, you know, for the phone number or whatever.
Yeah.
So and then I was thinking just by calling them, it confirms another thing. So I was already all this shit was going through my head about how this is like a coordinated plan to like steal my information or fucking like buy shit off my credit card or something. So, but we were just like saying fuck it, so I was like, all right, whatever, I'm gonna text this person.
We're in the fucking mood.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
we
So
took a couple
I said,
shots.
I forgot what I said. I said like, hey, I'm texting you about the Stranger Things tickets, and then she, what honestly,
automatic. I was
yeah.
like, okay, this might be a fucking scam.
Exactly. What threw me off? No, not only the.
This is what threw me off too.
I texted the number. I was like, hey, I'm texting you about the Stranger Things tickets, and then not only did I get a text back, it was like I pressed send, and then like it was like 1, 2, think, and then like instantly sent another. I was like, what? I was like, what the fuck? And then in my head, I was like, there's no one that types that fast. Like, you can't type this. It said like,
Dude,
it said
I
like,
know.
hey, like, thanks for hitting me up, blah, blah, blah. It was like a whole 2 sentences. And I was like, there's no way someone texts me all this shit in like
I
one.
was like, okay, this is definitely like an
A scam,
automatic.
an automatic thing. So in my head, I was like, okay,
Mhm.
Riley, okay. I was like, this is for sure a scam. And then,
It said-
let me just go through the text.
Yeah, do the text.
Let me look through the text.
Because, dude, the whole like chain of events was so like we did not know if it was real or not
I
until
know,
we got
exactly.
there.
Okay, so my first text was, hey, I'm texting you about the Stranger Things tickets. Actually, no. I was lying. So I said, hey, I'm texting you about the Stranger Things tickets. Boom, instantly get a reply. Like a second later, it says, want them? ? Exclamation point. And I was
We're
like,
okay, she's eager.
and I'm like, who texts with the ? Exclamation point?
Yeah,
That's
this is weird.
strange. And then I said, yes, ? And then it says, great, exclamation point. And then she just texts me. It says her first name and last name, and it's like a fucking referral code.
No,
or
she
just,
called you.
no, oh yeah. No, and
then
after
she called
after she
him.
says great, she calls me.
And she answers, and she sounds skittish as fuck.
Yeah, she's like, hello.
hello. I was like, oh my god, she's definitely like on crack or something.
It sounds like she was running away from something. She was like, hello, you're calling about the Stranger Things tickets? And I was like, oh my god. I was like, what the fuck is going on right now?
scared.
And then she's like, oh, sorry, like I'm out
on
of
a
breath.
run. And then she's
yeah.
like, I'm on a run. And I started laughing. I was like, oh my god. Like, she sounded crazy for a second, but that makes so much sense.
It honestly makes sense that she replied so quickly because she was
Yes.
probably had adrenaline running. Her fingers are moving quickly. She was like, tick, 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 tick,
And
like,
so I started laughing. I was like, oh my god, that makes so much sense.
and then so basically I talked to her. I explained to her that like Riley and I are looking to go do this thing. She's like, oh yeah, like I live in Santa Ana. I won't be
Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz. She's like, I won't be able to make it. So she's like, I can text you this it's like a scannable thing, QR code.
She's like, I just want somebody to have them.
But the problem with this QR code is once you scan it in the app, it's you scan it and then it like the app recognizes that it was scanned, and then it gives you another option that says like validate or something like that. And then she texts me back. She's like, hey, like it might give you this validate option. So she asked me for my email, that sends me the email thing. And then this whole time I was in my head, I was like, this is too good to be true. I was like, right now Riley and I are going to drive all the way to downtown LA from where we live, which is like a 20-30 minute drive. I was like, we're going to drive all the way out there. People are either going to, this is either a prank just to waste our time, because honestly, when I was 12, 15 years old, this is the type of shit I would do. I'd just be like, oh, I made someone waste their time for no reason. So I thought either that was gonna happen, or I thought that not only was that going to happen, but while we were wasting our time driving there and back, that's when they're hacking our information, so we can't like do anything about it. So I was like, fuck, we're really risky, rolling the dice here. So anyways, Riley and I go, we get to the place, we drive through the thing.
Okay.
Wait, what?
I'm gonna add this because when she was talking to Yuri and I, once she caught her breath.
Yeah.
She sounded like a normal mom.
Yeah,
like
she did.
just wanting.
She sounded young.
Yeah, she just wanted to like give her tickets away because she couldn't enjoy them. So like I
Honestly,
trusted her voice.
What a nice person, because like
I'm an auditory person and I trusted her voice.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, okay, I trust her. Like.
Honestly, it's like
she's legit. She wouldn't sound like that.
So Riley and I went. There's more to the story. This is not where it ends. There's Riley and I went. We ended up getting there's like 2 checkpoints where they have to check your tickets. We got through both of them, and then boom, that's it. Once we got in, I was like, holy shit. That's when I posted the story on my Instagram post. I was like, oh my god, this actually worked. And I was like, dude, what a nice fucking lady. Her name was Michelle. So huge shout out to Michelle.
Shout out to Michelle.
She took the time. Like, if you were gonna do that, if
you're like a good ass person, like a nice.
There's been moments
person.
where you and I with the massages, where we get like massages on what's it called? Groupon, and then we can't do it, or something happens. Oh, COVID happened, so we couldn't get the massage, or like something happens where like we can't do it. Instead of posting on Craigslist going like, hey, we have this Groupon massage, does anyone want to use it? We're like, let's try to get our money back, like blah blah blah, let's try to see how we can get our money back.
We're fucking greedy.
And then she's like
so sweet.
But I think it's because the Stranger Things situation is non-refundable. I feel like once you buy the ticket, they're like, hey,
so that means that we have to pay it forward, babe. We have to do something nice for somebody else.
For who? No, I'm kidding.
We should buy somebody's food behind us. Or a drive-through.
That's so random.
That's nice.
We just turn around. It's like fucking 6 football players.
It's like fucking.
They're just all hungry as fuck. They're just like, bro.
It's like $300.
I know, exactly. It's like a $300 to $500 thing. We're like, oh my, like, babe. I would have just spent the $150 on the Stranger Things tickets.
Anyways,
hey, yeah.
So we arrived.
Can I just say that
this was legit.
Before you even. Okay, so we've done, I think, about 6 or 7 drive-through, because of COVID, now you can't go to any events, obviously, so there's a lot of drive-through experiences that, people are working on, different companies are working on. We've done Halloween events, Christmas events. We did an EDC one. I did a live stream about that one. You guys can go check it out on my channel. It was actually...
it was so fun.
It was really fun. I want to do a recap of that, like a recap video of that. And then we did the Stranger Things one, and honestly... they're getting better and better every time. I feel like they're starting to realize like we can't just put some snowmen up. Yeah, we can't just be like, oh, look at these snowmen. I'm driving by. No, you got to make it look cool. You know what I mean? Like people are spending the money, and people are already like missing out on so much. Like you have to make it compare to standing in a crowd going like woo,
and
like
people
or some
will
shit.
pay the price
exactly.
to go to these
if
events.
it's good enough.
So this is the smart industry to get into.
Yeah, if you have a huge parking lot.
Should we create a show?
In here, what? In here, people have to walk into like a square. Hey guys, the 5-minute show.
Anyways,
come this way. Meet Lola. We'll talk about it later.
Okay, back to the story.
Okay, so
we arrived to the event.
The first section you get into is like the waiting section, because it's an hour event, so they have to have like some sort of like wait, and there's a chance for you to buy some snacks and shit like that. And we actually, I forgot to bring it, but we bought this like lunch box. That's what's the Millikins or Wilkins?
Oh yeah, we bought like a lunch box.
What's the high school?
Winston High School?
Whatever high school was from Stranger Things. They had a bunch of merch from that high school, and
so
we got like
fuck it, let's get the...
Yeah, we got a lunch box. It was a $40 lunch box.
I'm pissed,
it came with a
It
came with a tiny little popcorn bag. 2
that's cold.
Yeah,
it's
2
not even,
yeah,
like,
not
fresh.
hot popcorn. Yeah, 2 cold popcorn. I mean 1 cold popcorn bag.
That's vacuum sealed.
2 sour candies, which Sour Patch Kids. 2
tropical
small
flavored.
Packs of Sour Patch Kids, tropical
Tropical.
flavored. And then what was the last thing we got? And then a Kit Kat, a giant Kit Kat. So imagine spending
and a water bottle that's literally
oh yeah, I can't forget. We got a water bottle and a Coca-Cola.
Off-brand water bottle.
I know.
That's like tiny. It's not even a. I thought I was gonna get like a nice like liter
Dasani
size.
at least. I don't even like Dasani.
I know. I thought it was gonna be a Dasani, but it was just a small water bottle and a Coca-Cola. But it was $40.
Which
but...
at the end of the day, you're paying for the box. You know what I mean? So it's just like
but
it's
it
like
was $40. Like that's too much.
yeah, it was very expensive. You could do it for. They need to make their money somehow. It could have been $20 for sure. 100% it could have been $20.
That's like a $5 box right
But
there.
anyway, while you're so it's like literally a bunch. It's like maybe 5-6 rows of cars, and in each row is like 10 cars, and you're waiting there slowly for them to let you in so you can be a part of the next group or whatever. And some lady walks around putting stickers on your car saying like you're part of group A, group B, and shit like that. And while you're waiting, like we were waiting in that line for like 30 minutes or something like that.
3 people tell us, roll your windows up. We're trying to crack the windows because we want to smoke. Okay,
yeah, exactly.
Obviously, during the experience.
Yeah, so they make you close all the windows.
So we're trying to open the sunroof crack.
My sunroof can either open all the way or you can open it just like an inch. It's like literally nothing. Dude, a bug can barely fit through that shit.
Everybody's like, gotta put your sunroof down.
And then some dude like came up to me. He's like, close the sunroof, and I was like, what? And then he was like standing there like would not walk away.
Will, like raise it up.
And like yeah, he would not like yeah. They're super serious about keeping your windows closed, and on top of it, they said keep your windows closed and keep your mask on. Yeah, so you have to keep your windows closed and keep your mask on inside your car or whatever. What's annoying about that is during some of these stops in the experience, they specifically tell you like you have to turn off your car. And then you're stuck in a car with the windows closed and the mask on, and you're like, bro, I can't even fucking breathe in here. Like, if I had breathing problems, I'd have them right now. Like, I'd be fucking suffering.
Like, during the first one, I was, like, starting to get claustrophobic because it was, like, kind of a tight area.
Yeah, and it was getting hot in the car and shit.
I was like, oh my god.
Honestly, yeah, I agree.
That's why I turned it on, because I was like, I can't deal with this. Like,
yeah, it's like, I'd rather get yelled at. It's like, fuck this. So, but can I... Oh, I want to say that while we're waiting in this section... We've done like I said 6 or 7 drive-through events. This one we had like maybe like there was like 3 or 4 security guards, but they kept walking in zigzags like past all the cars, and as they were walking, they were like like looking through all the windows trying to see what's in your car, and I was just like, what? Like, are these guys cops? Like, what are these guys doing? Like, are you just going through a check? Like, is this like a fucking checkpoint? Like, what the fuck is this?
It took like an hour to get into, right? Like almost like a half an hour.
What I'm wondering is like,
at least,
what are they looking for? Are they looking? You know what I noticed though? There's 2 things I noticed. Is
I'm okay with them checking for shit. That's fine.
Yeah, but the way they were doing was so aggressive. It felt like even cops shouldn't be that aggressive. I feel like they were so like looking into your shit, and I'm wondering, are they looking for number one weapons or bombs or something like that, something stupid like for like some idiot trying to do some crazy shit, or are they looking for camera equipment because you're not allowed to film the experience? Because I heard on the radio, because you're tuned into a certain radio channel, I heard the dude say like, don't film this, blah blah blah.
I seen the security telling people to cut their cameras.
Really?
Yes.
So good thing we didn't live stream it.
I know.
I was gonna stream it, but Riley was like, "No, let's just have a day to ourselves."
Like,
and I was like, "You're right." I was like, every time we hang out, I always stream it. And
I'm the type of person that like never takes pictures during experiences.
I know. You can tell by your Instagram. You don't post ever.
I know, but like I just like to enjoy moments, you know.
So, in this security portion where you're waiting for your snacks and like they're checking your car and shit, until you're waiting to actually start the actual Stranger Things experience, that took like 30-40 minutes. We drank a Coca-Cola, or I drank a Coca-Cola, I drank some other shit. Before we even started, I'm like telling Riley, I'm like, I think I'm gonna have to pee soon. I'm like, fuck, like there's no bathrooms. And then like once you start the experience, they take you through a garage where you can't even, there's nowhere to go for a bathroom. Like if you leave, like you're gonna miss it basically by the time you get back to the fucking wherever you're supposed to go. So you basically can't use the bathroom. We went through I think 1 or 2 of the stops. It was pretty cool. And then we get to this one section
I'm
where
like, really, this very high budget production,
they don't have bathrooms.
One bathroom
I feel like each level they should have bathrooms.
Because the Electric Mile had bathrooms.
Yeah, right?
And that was smart.
I feel like they could have easily put bathrooms on each level where someone could just get out the car.
They should have one bathroom stop. Like, okay, this is intermission. Like,
yeah, they should have told us, like, hey, this is about to be an hour.
Porta potties.
Yeah, so go. They're ready to sell us snacks, but not ready to tell us to go use the bathroom.
Yeah, sell your fucking merch. Make us buy more shit that we
I
don't
know.
fucking need.
Imagine they sell like in-car bathrooms, like so you could pee in your car. They're like, hey, we don't have any bathrooms, but you can buy this.
So listen to this.
I know. I was gonna get into that.
Yuriy
that's what I was trying to get to.
About to piss his pants.
So I'm telling Riley the whole time, like, I really have to use the bathroom. There's nowhere to go. we get to the section where it's like a Russian section where there's like all these Russian security guards walking around,
Fucking
and they're
like
like
military scary.
yeah, they're dressed up in military clothes, looking inside your cars. They're trying to scare you
Like-
and freak you out. And
like
and
aggressive.
and the Stranger Things characters are like running. It's like a whole play you're watching, and you're parked up in this like one little section, and Riley and I are just like parked there, sitting, waiting, watching the show. And I'm telling Riley, I'm like, dude, like,
Can you? He was like, babe, can you chug that water right now?
oh yeah, because you had a water bottle.
And I was like, no, I had like half of it filled, and I was like, I know we're gonna like smoke during this. Like, I need to save this.
Yeah.
This little tiny water.
Did you know what I was
got.
going at when I asked for that?
Yeah.
You already knew?
Obviously, I knew you were gonna fucking do that.
I was
knew
like-
you were gonna do that.
I was like, dude, I haven't done this since I was like
so
7.
then I'm like, I'm like, fuck, like I need to find something for Yuri to piss, and that's
Oh,
not
yeah.
this water bottle.
And luckily, we don't clean our cars often.
And I looked on the floor, and of course I see a water bottle, and I hand it to Yuri. I was like,
And it was a giant Smart Water, so I was like, yes, I have a huge piss.
I was like, no, but I have this.
Yeah. And then, oh,
You're
okay,
like,
so
perfect.
so as we're sitting there and like we're finding the water bottle, all this shit goes on. Not only are the Russian security guards walking by, looking at you and like trying to fuck with you, but there's actual like they're actual security guards, but they're also like playing a little bit
Yeah,
into
they're,
the
like,
into the
playing
role.
around.
But they're also kind of like walking around also on top of the first dudes who like are looking inside your cars. These second dudes are walking around looking inside your cars and also like have these light things and they're trying to scare you on top of it.
And Yuri's driving, and I'm in the passenger seat.
Yeah, so at this point, I'm driving, Riley's in the passenger seat. These two dudes, and you could tell that they're homies, they work together. And these two dudes, they come up to our car and they start like fucking with Riley and I. At this point, we have the joint spark, so I'm like being all low key and we're being all sus with these fools. And they're like, so these guys already, we have an experience, like a little moment with these two dudes where they're fucking with us, and they recognize our faces.
They know
recognize
we're smoking.
I think they know we're smoking, and they
Yeah.
recognize the situation that I'm in the driver's seat, Riley's passenger. And then they walk away. I'm like telling Riley, I'm like, hey, this is the moment. I'm like, I really need to pee, and I don't want to do it in the passenger seat because there's all these lights going on. People are gonna see what's going on, and the fucking security guys are like just walking up, looking down into your car. So I was like,
Being
hey,
crazy.
I was like, I'm gonna go in the back seat because I have some tinted windows and I have this black bag. So I was gonna cover myself with the black bag and just like try to pee into this bottle. So I fucking jump into the back seat. Riley jumps into the driver's seat. I have the bottle ready, and then this little section of the play is about to come to the end. So I'm telling Riley, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna wait for this to end, and then once you start driving, and because it's like a little bit of a drive to the next section, I was like, I'm gonna do it along the way because that's when no one's actually walking up to your car and fucking with you. So I was like, that would be the perfect moment. And as I'm waiting for Riley to start driving, I'm sitting in the back. These same two dudes come back up to the car, and they came to like fuck with us or scare us, and then they realize like.
I was.
That she's sitting in the driver's seat, I'm sitting in the back, and one of the dudes goes,
Like they're pointing to you.
and he's like,
What the fuck?
like
is
what's
going on?
happening? And like they have masks on, we
They're
have the
like,
window
"What's going
closed, and we have
on?"
masks on, and we're trying to like.
And I was just laughing.
I
was
know,
like-
and the whole time I'm laughing too. I'm like, bruh. And then so there's two of these security guard dudes, right? And then there's like one short guy, one tall guy. The tall guy goes like, basically he's not saying anything, but he's like kind of like mimicking or like miming it basically. And he goes to his security guard homie. He goes, oh, that guy's in the back. You hop in the passenger seat. You go in the passenger seat. And this guy's like, okay, I'm gonna go in the passenger seat.
Fuck
And then
no.
he wasn't trying, but he was pretending to try to open the door handle. And he was pretending like he couldn't do it. He was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. And I was just dying laughing. I'm
Why
like,
didn't you protect me?
I knew they weren't gonna do it because of COVID and shit. I knew they were just fucking around, but in my head I was just like, bro, like I'm just trying to pee. And at this point also my pants are down and I had my dick sticking out my boxer hole, and I was just like I had my dick out my boxer hole with the bottle there, and these fools are doing this whole thing where they're like realizing that I'm in the back, and I'm just like dying laughing, like this is the worst situation ever possible. Luckily
I was like, oh my god, like he's like gonna fucking like get us out of here, like he's trying to like kick us out. I thought he was telling me to roll the window
because
down.
we were smoking or whatever,
Yeah.
right? Oh
And
my
I was
god.
like, oh my god, he has his fucking dick out and he's gonna kick us out.
So
This is fucking awkward.
we passed this
And
whole
I was like,
situation. We finally start driving along to the next section. I'm like, okay, here's my chance. I start trying to put my a dick inside the fucking bottle hole, but the bottle hole is too small. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna try to make it like a perfect seal on it and just pee in there. So I make the seal, and then like it takes me like a minute, but I start peeing, and then I'm like, okay, like, and then in my head I'm like, I swear in my head I'm like, this is going too smoothly. I was like, I don't believe it in my life. Like,
Same.
I was like, nothing goes this smoothly. I'm like, some shit's gonna happen. And then
I was like, oh, he hasn't fucked up yet.
and then in my head I'm like, dude, okay, I'm like, this is going too smoothly. Halfway through filling up the bottle, I'm realizing, I'm like, oh wait, my boxers are getting warm. I'm like, oh no, I'm like, there's a leak somewhere. I'm fucking spilling hella pee
I
all
know I
over
would
myself.
I know I would still.
Well, you're a different story. A guy should be able to pee inside a bottle, I feel like, pretty easily. But anyway, so
Like, it's so hard.
I fucking fill up a smart bottle of water is like this big. I fill up like 75% of it, or like half of it. I fill up
did?
so much of it, and I was just like, oh,
Thank God you peed in that one.
I'm-
Imagine if you peed in
I'm
the
t- I would
Fiji
have,
one.
I would need 2 of them, bro. I would need like 3 of those tiny Fiji waters. You're right, actually. I was going to choose the Fiji water.
I know, 'cause I had the cap.
Yeah, exactly. But the cap fit the other bottle, so it was perfect. And then, so, anyways, I fill up this smart bottle of water. I jump into the shotgun, and then once I jump in shotgun, I'm like, bro, my boxers are soaked with piss. And then like,
He's
I,
like, "Babe,
I was
peed
wearing
myself."
these sweats. These are the same sweats I was wearing. So I was wearing these sweats. My boxers underneath are soaked. So I just fucking take off both my boxers and sweats, take my boxers, throw them in the back of the car. And luckily my sweats were like not wet at all. And I just put my sweats back on, and it was perfectly fine. But it was just such a weird night, because not only did the women, Michelle, like, you know, give us a random ticket, like, you know, just randomly, this whole pee situation happened. I think it was after the pee situation happened, I get another text from Michelle. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, oh, why is she texting me again? Because I already said thank you and all that stuff. She texts me, she goes, ha, you're Harmonious, man. Very cool. Remember me when you become super famous. Hope you guys are having a blast. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, how the fuck did she find out I'm Harmonious, man? And I think it's because I gave her my No Jumper email, possibly. But that means she would have to recognize, that means she would have to watch No Jumper to know who
Yeah.
I am. And then you don't have to be a light No Jumper fan. You have to be kind of like a heavy No Jumper fan to even know who I am.
Yeah.
So I was like, dude, this is such a fucking like random coincidence. You know what I mean? And then the whole night I was worrying that I was like, dude, once one coincidence happens, usually more happens. And in my head I was like, what else is gonna happen today, dude? I was like, this is not gonna be a normal night. And then the whole pee situation happened. So that was honestly that was honestly a very interesting night.